My name's Heather Keats, and I currently work for Finance and Treasury Board as a change management specialist. The Indigenous awareness training module for me was life-changing. It's information that everybody needs to have. It doesn't matter if you work in government or if you work at the corner store. Like, we all live in a community together, and we need to understand and appreciate what history people bring and why people are who they are. Reconciliation and Indigenous inclusion is important to me because I believe in a world where everybody should have equal voice, equal rights. There should be no reason why we don't all operate in the same space together. I would recommend the IRAM training to any organization that's looking to give their staff professional development. I actually think it's mandatory. It should be mandatory professional development for not only the civil service, but anybody who's looking to give their staff opportunity to grow. If we don't start to look at Indigenous inclusion, cultural inclusion, and helping build those competencies within our staff, I just think the world we live in today, it demands that. And if we look at the TRC's calls to action, how can we turn our heads and not recognize that people need to understand history in order to move forward? Empowering staff with knowledge about where we've been so that we can move forward in a different direction and do things different. That's power. So when you give people that knowledge and you give them the opportunity to have an experience, we can't move backwards after we've had that experience. And I think that is the most important thing that happened for me 5 years ago, is that once you move someone's heart, then you move them in a different way. I don't think our job is done until we see everybody in the public service have the opportunity to get to experience the IRAM training, to have that knowledge placed upon them so that they can choose to be allies, to choose to be champions, to choose to do their work in a different way, and choose to bring everyone into the spaces where they deserve to be, to have a voice. What I love about the training is that the very last piece of the training is how can you take action in your day-to-day life, and how can you take action in your workplace? And that leaves people in a position of ability to make change, right? So yes, you get all of this information, and yes, you learn history that is can make you feel shame and does make you feel hurt and sad, but it's not the intent. The intent is to empower people with information so that they can go back and take that knowledge and do better, and find ways within their workplace to do better. And I know one of the most powerful things that happened in my workplace the last time that we did the training was that a number of people came back and said, well, what are we going to do about this? Like, how are we going to do things different? And the couple of people that sit in the department that were kind of facilitating all this work, we were like, this is amazing. We now have a working group of people who are ready to take this on and want to have a bigger voice, and we're so moved by what they learned that they're moved to action. And that's really the beauty of the IRAM training, is that it helps move people to action. Yes, we can have conversations, and yes, we can feel the feelings, and we should, because that's what fuels this call to action. But it's what you do with that empowerment when you walk out the door that matters the most.